The fact is that many of these cities are under siege. As Rajesh is reporting, Kharkiv has practically fallen to the Russian forces. A great deal of bombardment taking place in the city of Chernihiv. Images of coming of the place called Hatne near Kyiv right now of major fire after rocket shelling in that particular area as well. So after 16 hours, very important that Rajesh is telling our viewers that 16 hours of calm has now been followed by a spike in firing that's taking place around Kyiv right now. It's not happening inside the city itself, the actual built-up area, but possibly at military targets on the outskirts, 15 to 20 kilometers away. Now I want to bring you in on the nuclear incident, which has become a global talking point. Rajesh, what are you hearing? The Russians have said that they are in control now of the Zaporizhia facility. It's a facility that has, puts out about a quarter of the electricity requirement of Ukraine. What are you hearing? Very, very unsettling incident and images from there.
Look, Shiv, if you remember, 4 days back, when the second day of the war, I was reporting from Zaporizhia, same place where this nuclear reactor is located. This nuclear reactor, not 1/4, it produces about 18 to 20% of Ukraine's power supply is produced from there. Though it is the largest nuclear reactor in Europe, that's true. It has further implications just than radiations and health of the people around. Right now, there are no radiation there. There's no report of any radiation around it. The fire was in the outskirts of the complex, in the security buildings and in the administration buildings. The reactor is totally safe and it is totally under the control right now of Russian forces. But let me tell you the implications of this. Biden has requested talks with Putin and they say they will remove the sanctions and they are ready to talk. I tell you what are the factors which has led to this.
Yes.
First is this nuclear reactor. If the winds blow from east to west, and the radiation is leaked, it has potential to reach right up to France in Europe. The whole of Europe, the Western Europe will be affected. There's a big concern for the European nations which are pressurizing now America to go for talks. Second reason is oil and gas. Oil and gas prices right now in whole of Europe, including Germany and France, has almost doubled. Third reason is the economy. Yesterday, after talking to President Putin, President Macron of France said that sanctions on Russia. One more explosion. Could you hear it?
Yes,
Shiv?
yes. We heard that. We heard that. We heard that, Rajesh.
All right. Fifth is that President Macron yesterday had made a statement that sanctions on Russia would adversely affect French economy. So it is all these factors which are pushing now Europeans to build pressure on Americans to go for talks, some kind of settlement with Russia, and this is what is happening right now. This is behind the curtain story. Over to you, Shiv.
Okay, so very, very interesting. There could be leverage here, tactical moves to take control of a site of great strategic importance, energy-wise, to turn the screws on the West and gain more strategic leverage because Russia has been pushed into a corner with all these sanctions, but the Zaporizhia facility is of global importance and safety. Very, very important key point that Rajesh is making here. And it was Rajesh, remember, who had highlighted from Zaporizhia, if I'm not mistaken, about 5 or 6 days ago, that these are going to possibly be the hotspots of this invasion. If the Russian army is able to take control of these facilities, then things could take a very different turn. They could be a tipping point in terms of negotiations and could give the Russians a great deal of bargaining power, even in the face of global sanctions from virtually every quarter. The safety of these nuclear facilities, Rajesh, one last question with you, because I know there are lots of attacks and you need to report. But
no, it's okay. It's okay.
There are other nuclear facilities in Ukraine, 15 in total. 6 of them are housed in the Zaporizhia area. Do you think that Russia might try to take control of the others as well?
Look, one of the reasons why Russia is going after these nuclear facilities is a threat from Ukraine, which was made about 10 days back, that they will pull out of Budapest Agreement of 1991. This agreement, which guarantees security of Ukraine, also forbids Ukraine from acquiring and possessing nuclear weapons. And Ukraine announced to the world that they are pulling out of Budapest Agreement 10 days back, and they are likely to go nuclear. This is one reason why we saw such a hurry in Russian forces that when they were just attacking airports and air facilities, but their land troops moved straight to Chernobyl to take control of that. So this explains Russian hurry in taking control of Chernobyl, and we could see, in case things deteriorate further, that all the nuclear power plants, wherever they are housed, Russian forces will advance very rapidly towards that.
Okay,
Before
Rajesh,
I go, Shiv, I want to make one more important point.
Yes, yes, quickly.
The geographical location of Zaporozhye, it is located on the banks of river Dnipro.
Yes.
There's a major dam, very big dam over there, which is of very big strategic importance. Once
Okay.
Russian forces have reached now Dnipro, now all the forces in the east, which are east of Ukraine, east of river Dnipro, are advancing quite rapidly towards the river. And after 3 days, if the war continues, we will see Dnipro River becoming the battlefront. Over to you, Shiv.
Rajesh, I want to switch back to what you were telling us about now, those cruise missile strikes that were taking place. If you can show us around what you're seeing right now and also describe what you heard. Has there been an air raid siren before this? Where is this happening in your perspective? What kind of threat is there to Kyiv city? If you can show us what the city looks like right now, if that's possible for you, and also tell us about those strikes.
Look, there were air sirens in the night around 3 a.m. and then around 6:30 a.m. in the morning, but no blasts, no firing, no rockets, no missiles. This is the first round of firing which has taken place. One, when I was live with you, and 3 of them about 10 minutes before. Before this, there has been no fighting, no noises whatsoever. I'm right in the heart of the city, in the center of the city, in the Freedom Square, and there is not much traffic here, not many people except the army, but there are barricades everywhere. There are 4 to 5 series of barricades which have been put after every 40-50 meters here to make sure that if the Russian army advances, then they can deny these roads to them, and if not deny, at least delay them so that the Javelin missiles which have been supplied to the Ukrainian people here can be used against those. I'll turn my camera around now.
Rajesh, do you need to move from there? Are we're worried about your safety if those attacks are happening not too far from you.
I'm fine. Can you see this? This is the first line of barricade. There's iron crosses there. There that concrete blocks and iron crosses, and on the footpath smaller iron crosses. Now this is a second line of obstacles here, and you see the road going up, which has been totally blocked now, so that any kind of armored movement or any kind of vehicular movement is totally blocked. That's the third, if you see a little away, and the fourth one in the far distance. There's a four consecutive obstacles put on this road.